Hello, everybody out there. It's Mater. All right, I just got to watching the Bear, Mrs. Bear on Den of Tools, and something was brought up on there. Yeah, I gotta sit up a little bit more. Anyways, something was brought up, and it goes back to something I'd done years ago. It was sandblasting. Um, I used to work for a glass company, and I got into learning how to do all that kind of stuff. Um, Went up doing trophies, doing a good job, making some good money at it. Um, Got some good quality trophies too, especially with the glass I was using. Um, but anyway, someone brought up about as far as sandblasting, big items like toolboxes as far as what they can do. Um, my suggestion on something like that is if you're going to be sandblasting big items like toolboxes, you're definitely going to need an enclosed area. Um, that way, all your blasting material and material you're blasting off, that being paint, whatever, if it's rust, whatever, it's an enclosed area. Of course, now, mind you, this is all just my thoughts and opinions on it. You can take it for a grain of salt. I don't care. I'm just trying to give my opinion on this. Um, but on something like that, um, I would go with a pressure pot style system, which means you're going to be putting your blasting media into a pot that itself is pressurized by the air compressor. And on something that big, as far as what you're wanting to do, you're going to need at least I'd say minimum of 60-gallon air compressor, and I would say a two-stage. Because if you're doing that much, you're going to need a compressor that's going to be able to keep up with the air pressure. If you're going with a little 26-gallon single stage, that thing is not going to keep up. You're going to be able to do so much, and then the air pressures drop, and that air compressor is struggling trying to keep up. You're going to need at least a two stage. Okay, I would say get an 80-gallon two stage. Those things can keep up, no problem. That's what I've used in the past. Matter of fact, I've got an 80-gallon. I've got it in my other garage, um, which I don't have power run over to it yet. But I definitely would say use a 80-gallon two stage. Um, Now you can go, yeah. The bear was saying, use uh, sand. Okay, well you can do that. That's good. But it depends upon what you're wanting to blast. Okay, if it's going to be aluminum, I would say no. But the simple fact is that that sand is going to start etching into the material. It's going to take paint, stuff like that off, but you're going to start etching into the material, and it's going to be leaving a very rough surface. Um, Calcium carbonate, that's a perfect blasting media. Okay, you can get that, and it will take paint, rust, and stuff like that off, and it will not ruin the finish of the metal that you're working with. Okay, glass bead. You can get glass bead in different um, sizes, and they will take the paint, rust, whatever off. They'll clean it. It will not damage your uh, the metal or the surface, underneath of what you're trying to clean and take off. Um, Now, get into, like I said, I would use a pressure pot. Otherwise, you're going to have to use a siphon, and which means put it into probably a 10, 15-gallon bucket and run a hose over there. And it's just going to be, you're going to have a hose going from your compressor to your gun, and then another hose going from your gun down to your bucket, siphoning it up. And then you're, of course, going to, it don't matter which one you go with, it's still going to have the material going everywhere. But I would definitely have some kind of flooring where it's easy to scoop that back up and be able to reuse it once you do run out. Now, if you're going to be doing, it's going to be done in an enclosed environment, definitely a respirator. You're going to want not just going there with, the goggles and a regular respirator. You're going to need some kind of an air supply coming into. So that means you're going to have something, a different kind of compressor. It's got a filter on it that's supplying fresh air to you. That way you can breathe. You don't want to be around any of that stuff that is flying around. Like I said, I've done sandblasting. Like I said, years ago, I got into it. Like I said, I want to work at the glass shop. And I actually met a guy. That's how I got into doing sandblasting on different things. Is we actually had to take a piece of glass, get it frosted. He showed me how it's done. And it's like, wow, this is something neat. So I got started doing that. And since I've been out doing glass work now for, going on 17 years, I haven't really been doing it. But when I was, man, I was making some damn good trophies that, something like that, you're going, someone would have to spend about $140 each one. And I mean, I'll sell them for like $45 a piece. I mean, I wasn't trying to make a killing on it, just to cover the cost of the glass, a little bit of my time. That was it. I wasn't trying to make it, big money. But that's what he had. He had a complete enclosure that was totally sealed off. And I would say, yeah, take that. Make sure you got good lighting, because that's something else you're going to need. You're going to need lighting inside of the area. And like I said, you're going to have some kind of a ventilated hood that's got air coming into it. That way you can breathe. Where it's going to be sealed off, around your neck. And I definitely get the kind that's got the plastic tear-offs. That way, when those get blasted there, because that's going to happen. You're going to have that happen. You can take one off and boom, you got, it's kind of like when I was dirt track racing. You got the tear off on your race helmet. Pull that thing off once you get all the mud and everything. That way you can see what you're doing. Trying to think of what else. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of. If there's anything else that I would suggest as far as wanting to say sandblast a toolbox, and of course it's going to depend upon how big a one you're wanting to sandblast. But like I said, for me, on something like that, I would not use sand. I would go either with glass bead or the calcium. I think it's calcium carbonate. It's a white powder. It's soda. Yeah. That's what it is. Soda. I would go with those two options. Either glass bead, you can get the fine, which will work. It don't matter. You can get the big kind, and of course, it's going to start breaking up, and the particles are going to start getting smaller and smaller the more you use them. So, whichever way you want to go. But yeah, like Jeff was saying tonight, and this is going out to Barbecue 76. Trying to help you out. I know you didn't ever reply back to the messages I was trying to send you. But yeah, like I said, I've done it before. I gotta put my cigarette out. But yeah, I would definitely say get you an enclosure. You're going to need some kind of enclosure for that. Pressure pot would be the best on something like that, which means you're going to have two different style. Or you're going to have at least two different air hoses. One going to the pressure pot, the other one going to your ventilated hood. Because I mean, you could do it outside, but you're taking a chance. You're only going to have the three walls, the roof, the flooring, stuff like that, you're not going to have a back wall, and you're not going to be able to capture everything unless you get enough material. So that's just my input. I just wanted to put something out there for you. So like I said, you can take it with a grain of salt. I don't care. I'm just trying to give some help and opinion. So like I say, I'm just trying to help. Anyways, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell. Leave me a comment, and y'all have a good one. Mater's going to be getting it back inside and getting ready for bed because I got work tomorrow. Finally, after 3 weeks being off. Talk to y'all later. Bye.